20 anime to watch if you love Attack on Titan. Let's go. Attack on Titan is nearing its final episode, but there are many other anime like AOT to fill the void with similar themes. Fans of Attack on Titan are bound to be fans of any dark fantasy action anime. The series has a lot going on, from mysteries to intense battle scenes to countless brutal deaths. As the anime adaptation comes to a close, many of the plot lines are being resolved. Since the AOT anime is nearing its end, fans are left searching for their next favorite series to fill the void. There are plenty of dark fantasy action anime to choose from, but those titles aren't the only things fans of Attack on Titan are sure to fall in love with. 20. Parasyte. That can possess people. The protagonist, Shinichi, is possessed by a parasite named Migi that's only able to possess his right hand. Like Eren from AOT, Shinichi also becomes a human monster hybrid, and his perspective on the world changes because of it. Migi and Shinichi form an unexpected bond, and learn a lot from each other. Shinichi realizes there may be no greater purpose in life, while Migi comes to understand why humans are such sentimental creatures. 19. Jujutsu Kaisen. While Attack on Titan is among many other anime series that take themselves too seriously, Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't seem to have that problem. The series never loses its sense of humor, even in later manga arcs when the story truly takes a darker turn. Jujutsu Kaisen is an excellent choice for fans who crave action, but want a break from the constant sorrow and grief in Attack on Titan. Yuji is a fun-loving protagonist who, similar to Eren, is kind of a monster-human hybrid, since he swallowed a cursed finger, and is now inhabited by Sukuna, the king of curses. 18. Kaiju No 8. Kaiju No 8 is unique from other shonen series, since its protagonist isn't a gung-ho teenager who's pursuing their dreams from the jump. Instead, the protagonist is a middle-aged man who decides to follow his dream before it's too late. Unfortunately, his journey isn't as smooth sailing as he'd like. Kafka wants to defeat and neutralize Kaiju, but he's possessed by one, and can turn himself into a humanoid version of the monster, while retaining his willpower. Kafka's story is similar to Eren's, but Kaiju No 8 replaces Attack on Titan's overarching socio-political commentary with comedy and relationships between the characters. The anime adaptation releases in 2024. 17. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's anime adaptation aired in October 2022. And the manga landed on the New York Times bestsellers list alongside hits like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer. Chainsaw Man's anime adaptation is a huge hit. Based on the dark, gruesome manga of the same name, the shonen anime follows Denji, a teenager who fused with the chainsaw devil Pochita, and received the ability to transform his body parts into chainsaws. The series competes with Attack on Titan in its depiction of pure gore and brutal body horror, and is a must-watch for any AOT fan. 16. Code Geass. Similar to Eren, Lelouch from Code Geass started with noble goals. Eren wanted to eradicate all the Titans and avenge Shiganshina, while Lelouch sought revenge on the authoritarian government of Britannia. However, they both took a dark turn, and became absolute villains by the end of their series. In Lelouch's case, he discovered the potential strength he could gain from mecha abilities. Then, he became power hungry and eventually forgot his initial aspirations. He became the oppressor he hated from the beginning, and became a bigger security risk than Britannia ever could have been. 15. Black Bullet. Fans of Attack on Titan believe Black Bullet is as close as it can get to their show. It features similar circumstances and characteristics. This includes a post-apocalyptic setting that feels like it will never end for the people involved. The figurative monster in Black Bullet is Gastria, a virus that turns people into literal monsters. The humans live in a walled-off fortress made of material that can hurt the infected, and females with traces of the virus, granting them superhuman powers, partner with mentors to fight the hordes. 14. Blue Exorcist. If any average person discovered they were the son of Satan, they'd be conflicted about whether they'd side with him or fight against him. For Blue Exorcist's Renoki Mirror, the answer is the latter. As a result, all hell is thrown at Rin and his friends. Among the battles between Rin's forces and Ashia and his fathers in Gehenna, there's a good deal of character development and tragedy. Throughout Blue Exorcist, Rin alone must deal with his feelings as his powers and responsibilities shift. 13. Fullmetal Alchemist. Those who aren't familiar with Fullmetal Alchemist are probably curious as to why it falls under the dark fantasy genre. Simply reading descriptions of the series doesn't do it justice. Viewers should watch both anime adaptations of the FMA manga, Fullmetal Alchemist 2003, and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Fullmetal Alchemist follows a pair of brothers, Edward and Alphonse, who are on the hunt for the Philosopher's Stone. After a disastrous attempt to resurrect their mother, Ed loses 2 limbs, and Al loses his body. They hope the stone will restore their bodies. While searching for the stone, the Elric brothers face numerous threats, including representations of the 7 deadly sins like envy and gluttony. 12. Fate Apocrypha. The quest for the Holy Grail in Fate Apocrypha is much darker than Indiana Jones' quirky adventure. Here, 7 servant master pairs from 2 Magi clans search for this cup of immortality. The group that gets the grail can keep it, as long as all of their combatants aren't killed along the way. Like other anime, the plot and animation in the Fate Apocrypha series are secondary to character development. What's initially an uncomfortable contest turns into something more. Combatants on both sides must determine if they're on the good or bad side of this war. In fact, they begin to wonder if there's any good or bad at all. 11. 3x3 Eyes. In 3x3 Eyes, Pei is the last 3-eyed mandala who wants to become human. Yakumo is a teenager from Tokyo who ends up getting injured by one of Pei's large pets. To save him, Pei opens up her 3rd eye and absorbs his soul into hers. Now, Pei has 2 goals, with the second restoring Yakumo into a human body. This is hard, because the pair is constantly blocked by monsters from the shadow world. The biggest source of tension in this dark fantasy anime is the fact Yakumo dies if Pei perishes. Thus, working together is imperative. 10. Cabannery of the Iron Fortress. According to fans, Cabannery of the Iron Fortress is the obvious choice for those who love Attack on Titan. Taking inspiration from AOT, the story takes place during the Industrial Revolution, and a virus is killing people. Those infected become monsters, and humanity has few ways to kill them. Like Attack on Titan, the story takes place in a fortress, built to protect humanity from the monsters. Another major similarity is that the monsters break into the fortress at the beginning of the story. The main character, like Eren, also becomes a sort of monster-human hybrid. 9. God Eater. God Eater is a post-apocalyptic anime that ran from 2015 to 2016 with 13 episodes. It takes place in the year 2071 in a nation called the New Asian Union. An organization called Fenri helps protect people from monsters called Aragami with special weapons called God Arcs. God Eater was based on a video game of the same name that was first released in 2011. It has since gone on to become a multi-part series, the most recent of which was 2018's God Eater 3, available for PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. 8. Tokyo Ghoul. Like Eren, the protagonist of Tokyo Ghoul is a monster-human hybrid. Ghouls, unlike titans, look like everyday people, but survive by eating human flesh. They also have superhuman-like powers, and go berserk if they get too hungry or excited. The protagonist, Kaneki becomes a half ghoul due to a surgery where a ghoul's organs are donated to his body. The story follows him as he learns to live with his new body. People likely know Tokyo Ghoul in one form or another, as it's popular enough to receive live action and video game adaptations. 7. Hellsing Ultimate. Hellsing Ultimate is a dark fantasy anime with only 10 episodes, but it is known as one of, if not the best vampire anime. The plot focuses on the organization Hellsing, which dedicates itself to killing supernatural forces that prey on humanity. The head of the organization is a powerful woman who commands an army. However, her greatest weapon is a vampire named Alucard. The audience surrogate in Hellsing Ultimate is Alucard's new vampire servant Ceres Victoria, a cop Alucard saves by making her a vampire. 6. Seraph of the End. The characters may look gentle and fluffy, but Seraph of the End has dark themes and plenty of action. The plot takes place in a post-apocalyptic world that killed all adults and left only children under the age of 13 alive. Vampires and other monsters claim the earth. Humans must donate blood to these creatures as a trade for protection. Seraph of the End follows two orphan friends. One sacrifices his life so that the other may live. The survivor seeks revenge and wants to destroy all vampires. However, it turns out his friend is still alive and is one of the undead beings. 5. Castlevania. Castlevania is one of Netflix's best animated gems. While it's based on the famous video game series from the 80s created by Hitoshi Akamatsu, viewers don't need to play the Castlevania games to understand the show. This show has several dark monsters and vampires. Dracula is the main antagonist, and he is arguably the best Dracula adaptation out there. Along with fantastic action sequences, a humor, tragedy, and well-written characters, including yet another character named Alucard. Castlevania has 4 seasons available to stream on Netflix. 4. Elfen Light. The main character of Elfen Light is Lucy, a Declonius trapped in an experimental facility. Her powers could likely rip a titan from Attack on Titan in half. Elfen Light focuses on a fantasy race called Declonius. They resemble humans, except they have little horns. Decloniuses are considered monsters due to their invisible arms that can both grasp and go through solid objects, basically allowing them to tear anything up. They are especially known to be violent toward humans. During an escape, Lucy loses her memories and fights against these creatures. 3. Claymore. Claymore is a dark fantasy adventure series with only 26 episodes. It's set on a medieval island, where humans are attacked by humanoid shape-shifting monsters out to eat them. A group of women who are half monster and half human become assassins and set out to kill these monsters for a reasonable price. The assassins wield giant claymore swords, and they all have distinct silver eyes. A claymore warrior is posted in each of the island's 47 districts at all times. The series is perfect for fans of Attack on Titan, who appreciate seeing badass anime women annihilate their enemies and come out unscathed. 2. Berserk. The fantasy horror series Berserk is an enormous favorite among those who like dark stories. The anime and films mostly focus on early arcs, while the manga is still going. Berserk follows a mercenary group called Band of the Hawk, and the main character, Guts, their leader, Griffith, becomes a close friend of Guts, but remains distant and mysterious. There are some major horror scenes and betrayals in Berserk. The last original episode ran in 2018. So, fans have been waiting to see how it ends for a very long time. Like Attack on Titan, it is well worth the wait. 1. Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer follows an inexperienced adventurer and a priestess who joins a bunch of guild members to do a contract job. However, it all goes wrong, and every other member is killed. She only survives because a mysterious man, the Goblin Slayer, rescues her. A movie called Goblin Slayer Goblin's Crown continues the story after being released in 2020. The story is notoriously gory and disturbing, but fans of Attack on Titan who want more blood and guts are sure to enjoy it. I'm very happy that you have been with me so far in the video. If you like videos of this style, be sure to subscribe